That stunk, man. I mean, horrible baseball. I mean, horrible base running. Defensively, you just did some things that I mean, you just can't let those kind of things happen. I mean, listen, I will just be upfront and honest. I've been around baseball my entire life. Again, shout out to Coach Jeff Tajon. I've been around baseball my entire life. I don't think, in my opinion, that I have saw a better defensive game by a team than what I saw tonight by Nicholls. Doesn't excuse some of the things, right? We'll go through those tonight. But, I mean, like, you just, like, that can't happen. That just can't happen. I know what's going to be said. Blake had said midweek. Don't freak out over a midweek. I'm with you. But you go out there to play the game. You know, like Travinsky hit a ball in the bottom of the fourth. It was a leaping catch. So did Dylan Cruz. In the bottom of one, West Hoops, a guy that was from Louisiana who played at LSU, had a miraculous catch off the wall. I mean, it was what it was. Travinsky hits into a double play. Jobert gets a single. Ethan Fry hits a ball off the wall that gets caught in the bottom of the second. But you just can't have some of those base running errors. You know, you just can't have that. And then for Nicholls to capitalize on tying the game, you know, it stings, right? Like it really stings. You played a team that's in the 150s, I think, in the RPI, and you were number 2 or number 3, whatever it was. Well, you're going to fall. Now you're going to have to go out there and sweep Alabama this week. Not to, but it just stinks. You know, you had Fry in the bottom of 5. You had Fry, Dugas, both strike out. Pearson would single in the right, and Dylan Cruz would fly into or had a line drive into center field. Dutton came in. He didn't do bad. He had multiple innings where he had 1, 2, 3 innings. He had a 1, 2, 3 inning in the 6th. He had a 1, 2, 3 inning in the 7th. The wheels started falling off for him a little bit. Oh, no, that was Collins. That was Bright. No. Dutton actually didn't do bad in the 8th. So 3 solid innings. Dutton would come. Collins would come into the 9th, and then the wheels would just absolutely fall off. I mean, but you got to give a tip of the cap to Nicholls. They played in what will, at least for me, be one of, if not the best defensive games that I've ever seen. Guys, 1, 2, 3. They legitimately could have 6 plays on ESPN Sports Center Top 10. Ba-da-da-da-da-da. Unreal. But like, just for clarity, if you're Jack Merrifield, how do you pass the runner-up at third? How? Like, how does that happen? Now, the game's not on him. You had some good things that happened to you. Beloso would homer in the bottom of the 6th. He would get you on the board. Thompson would double down left field. Travinsky would walk. Jobert would get hit by a pitch. Jones would draw a walk, RBI walk. Fry would get an RBI on the fielder's choice. Dak Dugas would get a sac fly RBI, and then Fry got caught stealing. So you're in the game right there. You have 4 runs, right there. So you take the lead in the bottom of the 6th. And pitching didn't hurt you in the 7th. Pitching didn't hurt you in the 8th. You had both 1, 2, 3 innings. In the 7th, yes, you'd have a fly out to left field, fly out to Cruz, and then a strikeout, and then the top of the 8th. I mean, you had some wheels fall off a little bit. You gave up a single, a hit and run, and then the bunt that got the runner in, which let's talk about that for a minute. I saw Jay come out of the dugout and say, I guess, to go tag him. I don't know what he said. I'm not sure what Jay said, but it looked like he said to go tag him, which I agree with Lynn Rollins. I mean, the guy's out of the base. Like, he should be out already. But nevertheless, heads up base running by Nicholls. They score. They tie the game. And then let's go back to the bottom of the ninth. Jared Jones would hit a blast into left center field. Ethan Fry would single. Dugas would single. Pearson would strike out. Cruz would walk. And then Beloso gets jammed, hits a soft line drive that's a diving catch by the Nicholls shortstop and Jack Merrifield, who was literally the two pitches before. Came in as a designated or just a new base runner. Would do one of the craziest things I've seen LSU do in a long time and pass up the runner at third. Look, I'm just going to tell you this. This is what you're going to hear from the LSU media corps tomorrow morning. I know it. You know it. Everybody knows it. Blake, it's just a midweek game. Or whoever's listening to this stream right now, it's just a midweek game. Yeah, I get it. I mean, you can go around the SEC, and some teams are not doing well in their midweek games. I get that. You're still probably going to host a regional if you can continue to do what you're doing. I'm with that. But at the same time, you just have to have that. Like, this team, to me, just turns on that killer instinct on and off whenever they want to. Great teams find ways to win and don't have silly mistakes like that. And that's not I'm not taking shots at Jack Merrifield. Jack Merrifield is one of the best kids you'll ever meet in your life. But at the same time, like, how long have we played baseball here? Like how long is this going on? You know, I mean, I get K. Beloso got jammed and it was a miraculous catch. But you do, I mean, and I get it, but you have Jordan Thompson coming up who just doubled and has been clutch for you all year. It's not the third base coach's fault, okay? He's got to know what to do there. The guy on second has to have situational awareness. If that ball falls, he's getting the third base. He's not getting thrown out. If that ball falls, he's not getting thrown out. You have to have situational awareness there. And not only that, you legitimately cannot pass up the runner at third. It can't happen. It's a bad read, but it's not on him. Guys, you were held going into the ninth, your lowest hit total of the year besides Texas, the Texas game. And I get it. Blake, it's a midweek game. Guys, you can't lose. You don't lose to Nicholls. It's not as if, and I'll pull up this SEC schedule. SEC, hold on. This is the SEC schedule today. Now, Georgia State beat Georgia. Tennessee, who is staying red hot. I know they played Rudy Putek, but Tennessee beat Rudy Putek 19-1. They beat him 19-1. Nicholls is leading the Southland Conference right now. They look like they could win their conference. Good on them. Kentucky lost to Louisville 7-0. Samford got beat by Alabama 13-6. Mississippi State beat Ole Miss in the non-conference Egg Bowl, whatever, Rudy Poo State. Troy beats Auburn 8-7. Sam Houston beats Texas A&M. Nicholls beats LSU. Arkansas loses to Missouri State. It is what it is, man. It is what it is. So, I mean, yeah, I got you. I'm not putting it. I'm just reading it. It is what it is. What it is. Zach Starling says we lost a midweek last week and swept Ole Miss. I'm with you. I get it. I get it. I'm cool with you. I understand that. But again, like, come on, man. Come on. Like, what are we doing? You shouldn't have lost that game. Like, you know, will you flush it tomorrow morning? Yep, you'll flush it tomorrow morning. It's okay. But we got to talk about it right now. All right, let me just mention this. Pooh, we're not going to go to the Bet Online commercial. Let me just tell you this. We do have some big news. We'll just go ahead and announce that tomorrow. I was going to announce it tonight after a win, but I'm not doing that. Everybody, listen to me. If you're a gambler, if you like to gamble, you like to do some things, you like to place bets, go over to our friends over at betonline.ag. Use your mobile device at the end of the show, not during it, because some of you are watching this with your phone. Use your mobile device to sign up today. Use the promo code BELIEVE50. That's BELIEVE50, BLEAV 50, and get 50% off your welcome bonus on your first deposit. That's betonline.ag, where it all starts. It's not all we're going to talk about. We'll talk about some baseball. We're going to talk about some LSU football and what in the Rudy Poo hell is going on at Alabama. We'll talk about that as well. Justin says Mike Rooney must be beside himself. I don't know who Mike Rooney is. Just joking. Brandon Reese says, similar to football, I hate these types of games. Some of these players won't be that motivated to play. That's why you have upsets. Maybe, I mean, like guys in the what inning was that? In the bottom of the sixth, did y'all see Kay Beloso screaming at the dugout? Brandon, we're not talking baseball, buddy. I mean football, buddy. I mean, just come back in 20 minutes. I mean, did you see Beloso on the bottom of the sixth? I mean, screaming at the dugout after the home run that he had into right field. And then you had the double by Thompson. I mean, just guys seemed a little unmotivated. Golf South says, why take out Dugas? He's got good speed. I mean, you're down by one and you have the runner on second that a base hit line drive can score it, and Merrifield is obviously faster than Dugas is. And you're just, I'm not going to Monday morning quarterback Jay's decision to go with Jack Merrifield as a base runner. Guys, he did it literally this weekend. He did it on Sunday when Hayden Travinsky hit the absolute moonshot in the left field. I'm not gonna second guess Jay. I mean, some of this isn't on Jay. Right now, Jay coming out the dugout and saying to go tag the guy that's out of the dugout, maybe stay at home plate. If I'm Jay, you're taught if a scenario like that happens, he's got to come back to the plate anyway. He didn't touch the plate. He's got to come back to the plate anyway. Stand there. I mean, what's he going to do? So, I mean, in every baseball situation that I've ever encountered where a guy misses home plate and starts jogging to the dugout and there's runners on, obviously either watch the runners and go tag the guy out if they're not calling him out, or stay at home plate, because eventually the umpire is going to have to call him out anyway. That's not on Jay, though. That's normal. That's normal baseball routine stuff. Guys, you're in LSU. You're not in Pee Wee. So Brendan Gilbert says, no disrespect to LSU, we aren't the number one team. Then who is? I mean, if you want to say Wake or South Carolina, good on you. LSU still split with them. Let me back up a little bit because this will go unnoticed. This will go completely unnoticed. Want to give a shout out to Thatcher Hurd, though. Thatcher Hurd, I mean, he gave up a run, but you got to give it to him, though, man. He didn't look that bad. Now, Glenn West from Go247 tweeted this back at me because I thought I was right, but I just didn't want to make a bigger deal out of it if I was wrong. But Thatcher Hurd did come out of the stretch tonight the entire time. So he did not look bad. He looked pretty good. Look, Thatcher's been a guy that's been hurt all year. It's something that we've talked about. Guys, he's battled through this injury that he had last year. He's not feeling 100%, and how could he? How could he? But I thought that tonight, though, he just had a pretty okay night. I mean, in the top of first, he gets a walk, strikeout, ground out to short, and ground out to first. Top of the second, he gives a line drive up to center field. He gets a strikeout and then a hit and run. Line drive to the 4-hole that Gavin Dugas can't jump up and get. RBI sac fly. Travinsky caught out the runner stealing. Top of 3, gets a line drive into 8. He gets a strikeout, a walk. He gets another strikeout. So what happened there? Oh, okay. Line drive into center field. Excuse me. So line drive into center field. That was a single, not an out. Strikeout, walk, strikeout, and then the play that he made with his glove that he was able to pick it up and go to third. Then top of 4, gets a fly out to Gavin Dugas, so ground out to short, and then he gets his 5th strikeout of the night, and that would be his night as he gives you 4 really strong and solid innings, only giving up a run. He did his job, but as we've talked about this season, when guys give you good endings coming out of the gate, your bullpen has struggled at times. Cooper gives up a single out, 2 RBI single, fly out, and then strikeout. They would take the lead back, or they would take the lead. Bama, top of 5, Dutton comes in for Cooper. You get 6 really strong at-bats. You get 2 really strong innings. Bam, 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 6 batters up, 6 batters down, and LSU would start mounting their comeback. You take out Sam Dutton, and then the wheels fell off until you got into the bottom of the ninth. So all in all, it's just a sloppy game, man. It's just sloppy. And you did not play your best, and Nicholls did play their best. So on to Alabama. That's all you can say. All right, everybody do us a favor by hitting the like and share. If you're on Facebook, do us a favor by hitting that like button, that share button. Share to those Facebook groups. Help us out. It helps us out with that algorithm. Same if you're on YouTube. There is about 100 of you live watching us right now on YouTube. Late at night, it's about 10 o'clock. Do us a favor by hitting that like and share. Share to Twitter. Share to your own social media pages on Facebook and others. We greatly appreciate that. Let's get to a couple comments. We'll talk a little bit more baseball, and then we'll roll into some football stuff. Donovan says, saw where the last time LSU lost to ULL and Nicholls was in 2009. Well, that's an interesting stat. That's a very interesting stat because that's the year you won a natty. I hope that's true. Bo Jack says it's up to the coaches to teach them right. Whether they make the right decision is on them. I agree with that. I don't think Jay's teaching them wrong, though. I don't think Jay's I don't think that Jay's teaching them wrong. But that is something that you're taught. So if you have a someone that, God willing, you have a young child, the going rule is either watch the runners and back up to tag the guy out. Do it. Just make sure you're not turning your back to runners. And my whole thing is like, what's he going to do if you stand at home plate? What's he going to do? And I know Jay's screaming, but say, Coach, he's got to come back to the plate anyway. So that's not even the worst, I thought. I mean, you got a freshman from Santa Ma coming in, hitting a base on a 3-2 count. 3-2 count, hitting a line drive, and they weren't sending the guy at third. They scored 2 runs there. They weren't sending anybody. They were respecting Ethan Fry could throw this guy out. Didn't make a bad throw. And Alex Milazzo, for what it's worth, has got to come up with that ball. He's got to come up with that. What's interesting, I tell Pooh and I tell you guys, I tell Zach, you know what we talk about all the time? We talk about Jordan Thompson being Rudy Poo defensively. We talk about Bear Jones. We talk about all these things, but Alex has got to block that up at the plate. And then he had another break when it was a bad pitch, and I'll give it to him, but it bounces off of him, goes into the dugout, only one base is advanced there. things could have gotten really bad. But I mean, come on, man. Come on. He Gulf South says, "Oh, midweek games, gotcha." I'm with you. I'm with you. Gulf South, I'm with you. I understand that. But at the same on that same token, you just want us to watch it? Oh, it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. That whole line of thinking and BS, guys. We've had multiple coaches, players, Hall of Famers that have come on my show or that we've talked to. Like I'll never forget what Ray Froms told me about midweek games. I'm going to pad my stats and we better win. Like, what are we talking about here? What are we talking about here? Like, what are we really striving to be? Are we striving to be a regional host team? Are you striving to be the best? Because teams that are the best don't mistakenly do things like this. Oh, consistently. Father Abear says, no Tanks, no Morgan makes a difference. Milazzo doesn't miss that easy throw and tag either. Well, Father Abear, I'm with you, but injuries are part of the game. Injuries are part of the game. Jay could have easily at any time put them in there. At any time. Injuries are part of the game. And when they're going to be a part, I mean, even with the injuries, even the Tommy Tanks being out does not mean it does not mean that Gavin Dugai and Dylan Cruz should go 1 of 9. You know what I mean? Does not mean that your two studs on the top of the lineup should go 1 of 9 in a midweek. Do those two human beings change outcomes of games? Yes. You don't need them to win. You don't need them to win. So Sam Ornery and it's get off my lawn on a Tuesday night. I got you. I got you. I don't know, man. I don't know. All right, let's get to a couple more. Pooh says Merrifield was faster than the base runner in front of him, too. It's true. A little too soon. Fast don't beat smart. That's true. Tyler Townsend, that's true. It's a good point. It's a great point. Elwin. I've never, and Elwin, I love you. I have never seen Elwin make a positive comment. Ever. But he says, I saw Jay screaming at Collins to tag the runner out of the dugout. He loses sight of the runner at third. Maybe. I don't know what he told him. But whatever he told him wasn't the right thing to do. I mean, come on, man. Come on. I mean, hindsight's 20/20, but that guy out that's walking back to the dugout, there's only two things that can happen. What happened in real time, in reality, or he's ultimately, when he hits that dugout and goes in, he's going to be out. There's only two realities. Only two realities of what can happen. Pooh, you missed it. That too soon. Merrifield faster than running third. Too soon. I mean, we're 30 minutes into this. This comment. This one. Too soon. Way too soon. You can't make comments like that 30 minutes in. But you're right. It's true. I giggled. Brian Parent Jr. says you have to know where the damn runner is in front of you. Have to. It's boneheaded. It's just a boneheaded play. Very boneheaded. Stephen Young, also known as Steve Young, played for the 49ers, says Nicholls played better defense than any college team ever tonight. Yeah, let's not overlook. And Stephen, we talked about that, man. It might be the best defensive game I've ever seen played. Ever. He said they play better than they'll play in the next 100 years. I don't disagree with that. I don't disagree with that. I mean, look, man, they made the play. Nicholls made the plays that they need to make. multiple catches at the wall, multiple balls were caught on the warning track, the diving catch that in the night. Okay, that's a massive play. I don't want to say, I don't want to say go recency bias and say what I just saw tonight was the best defensive game. Maybe it's going to be hard pressed for me to ever remember. Maybe the Yankees, the Aaron Boone year against the Red Sox in that series, they had some really defensive, just amazing games. Jeter, like Jeter, I'll never forget when Jeter went up into the stands, but that's one play. I'm talking about like all night long, just making ridiculous, unreal plays like that. Yeah, man, I don't know. I don't know. It's not going to feel good. And you got Alabama coming home this week. Take it out on them. Take your frustrations out on the Gumps. Every little thing that in frustration that you have about tonight, take it out on them on Friday. Take it out on them on Friday. Donovan says, on a positive note, Bear Jones was Homer was beautiful. That's true. It's very, very, very true. Very true. And I mean, look, man, I mean, he's tied for first in home runs on your team. So for like last Friday, I had people in the show in the comments saying, take him out. Justin Lagrange, I don't know, nor do I care. I'm not bringing that up. Don't you ever bring that up either. Anders Lee, he's past a senior. Congratulations on being a grandpa the second time. Says, look, basically it's our midweek pitchers, and Trey was getting his hair dyed. And Tommy was shopping for a new gold chain. It's all good. Yeah, it's not all good though. It's not all good, because injuries are always going to be a part of it, right? And here's a point that I would make, like I just mentioned. Tommy Tanks and Trey Morgan being out does not make your top. I don't think your top three guys tonight, if I'm not mistaken, and I'm not going to open the book back up and go through it. I know Gavin Dugas got a hit. I mean, I guess I could. I don't think your top three guys got a. I think that was the only hit that your top three guys in the lineup got tonight. Yeah, Pearson didn't get it. Pearson got a hit, so you were 2 of 12. 2 of 12 or 2 of 11. It's not good enough, man. It's just not good enough. So, all right. I'm not admitting a damn thing. Justin Lagrange. Yankees are the best team that year, and you know it. All right, a couple more. Then I want to get to some football. I want to get to some LSU. And you're going to have to bear with me. But I'm going to tie it into LSU. Brandon on YouTube says, the player I dislike the most, Derek Jeter. LOL, I'm a Red Sox fan. Well, you know who loves the Yankees? Jesus. You know who loves the Red Sox? The devil. So, I mean, do you love Jesus? You can't argue with Jesus. It's science. So if you're a Red Sox fan, you're a loser. I'm just joking. Don't clip that and send it to all your buddies. Chance Babin said Ethan Fry should have tied the game in the ninth from third. I mean, what's he supposed to do? I mean, he could have. He maybe. I don't know, because what is he supposed to do? I mean, Merrifield overlapped him. I mean, come on, Usain Bolt. I mean, jeez, come on, man. Ghastly Gamer on YouTube says our 2015 team with Stevenson had multiple games with multiple plays like that in the outfield. I just be honest with you, I don't remember. Justin says maybe y'all will make it out of the first round this year, bud. We made it out of the first round last year, I think. No, we didn't. Anyway, it doesn't matter. All right, last one before we talk some football. Mason says, is it just me or does anyone else just absolutely hate being ranked number one in baseball? I always have and always will. Look, I will admit, I'm as superstitious as they come. Like, you'll see me on Fridays wear this same still damn purple long sleeve. I wore it against Alabama, like whatever. I get superstitious too. Man. But come on. Like, come on. Take it from them. Take it from them. I don't look, here's what I don't care about. I don't care where they're ranked as long as they get to host a regional and host a supers. I don't care. Because it will be a damn shame if Gavin Duga, if Dylan Cruz plays 3 years in an LSU uniform and doesn't play in a regional and super regional at Alex Box. It would be criminal. You got to get that back. Ultimately, I think that you are. I'm not panicking. It's something to panic about. I'm just aggravated. Midweek losses are like when you're walking around the house barefoot and you stub your toe on a corner. It hurts for a little bit. It stings. But then in about 5 minutes, you probably forget about it unless it's really bad. But if it's not, you normally just forget about it. You move on. The next day, you don't ever really think about it. It's what midweek losses are like. It's exactly what they're like. We'll move on tomorrow. We'll talk a lot of Alabama. And who lost tonight, I might add. They're 500 in the league. And I'm going to tell you something. Just like last week, they don't suck. Like, I see people on Twitter all the time, people who think that they know baseball. Alabama baseball sucks. Okay, I get what you're trying to say. You also said the same thing about Tennessee last weekend before they put them hands on Vandy. Put them hands on it. Well, let me back up. Talking about defensive plays, if you haven't really watched Vandy this year, Enrique Bradfield is a dude. That he makes watching dudes play defense fun. Make defense fun again. That's what Pooh says to me all the time. Make defense fun again. All right. Don't get mad. No. Don't say nothing. Come on now. Is it too late to be joking? Man, the loss. I didn't even think about this. Cortland Jacobs says Shores is official out. Yeah. Look, Jay told people about a week and a half ago. When any dude's getting a second opinion, it's just not good, man. And you hate it for him because the kid was thrown up to 99 miles an hour. You hate that, man. You hate that. TC says, Skip said it best. You got to get to Omaha with 6 arms that can win you games. Ole Miss did it with 2 last year. No, they did it with 6. Those guys at the pen were locked down. Come on now. They didn't give up a run against Oklahoma. They didn't. If you go back and look the stat, like Ole Miss bullpen, if I'm not mistaken, only gave up 1 run in the regional, super regional, and in Omaha. Like they were ridiculous. So no, you need more than 2 arms, brother. I don't think that they got past anything with 2 arms. Let me transition and mention this because LSU does play Alabama in baseball this weekend, which is good because Alabama is in the news. Now, you're going to have to stay with me. Just stay with me, okay? I'm going to tie this back into LSU. I promise you, it's going to be tied back into LSU. But in case you missed it today, Tyler Buckner, who was the former starting quarterback for the Notre Dame Irish, went into the transfer portal today. kid has not had a great career. He's had a really bad career in reference to he's just had a lot of tough breaks. I was told today by a guy that covered him that in high school he tore his ACL as a junior, and then as a senior it was COVID, and he didn't really get to play a whole lot. He goes to Notre Dame. He gets to rotate in at quarterback when Brian Kelly's last year. He comes into some packages. He runs the football. Basically, man, the way that I would describe this Tyler Buckner is a maybe less athletic John Rhys Plumlee. Dude can't throw. Now, if you've been on Twitter, if you've been on social media all day today, when that news came out, the first thing that quote-unquote reporters started talking about was that Tyler Buckner is going to take a visit to Alabama. So as soon as that news was reported on, I literally get a phone call and said, this is basically the 5-minute phone call that I had. Blake, we started talking about Tyler Buckner and whatever. I asked the dude if he could play. Obviously, I know what he said. He said no. He's got a lot. He's very raw. He's got a lot of things he's got to do. I was told that he in the transfer portal. So you have a thing in the portal where when you get put in there that you can put in there that says do not contact. Well, he has the thing in the transfer portal that tells every other team in the country do not contact him. Well, then how did Alabama? Now, I'm not going to go down the route of me saying Bama's tampering, any of that stuff. And I see what Alabama fans have been saying all day. Oh, he's just getting his coaching career started early. No, he's not. He's got 2 years to play and 2 years to play in 3 calendar years, right? The kid's not giving up football. What is he going to Alabama? I don't know that. But this is what it tells me. Alabama's struggling at the quarterback position. It is of my opinion that, and talking to people, now last week I said that Florida State worries me from an LSU standpoint more than Alabama does. Now you know why. You can pop in that spring game. I mean, look, do you take a lot out of spring games? No, but when you start throwing 3 interceptions from the 2 guys that are going to start in the spring game, you start asking questions. You asked those same questions last year on Jaden Daniels. How did that turn out? Well, Jaden wasn't that bad, but some of you hated him. But Jaden won the SEC West. Jalen Milroe and Ty Simpson isn't that. It feels like a little bit of desperation to me that Alabama is reached out to Tyler Buckner and potentially going to take him in. Now, as an LSU fan, it makes me feel really good because I just don't think that anybody at Alabama right now at that quarterback position can beat you. Now, will Alabama have 10 wins? Will they have 11 wins? Sure. But what's really going on here? You know how the old saying goes, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Pooh, what do they say if it's a third time? Shame on everybody? Maybe, I don't know what they say for a third time. Started thinking about this more today. Brian Kelly comes to LSU and beats Nick Saban, wins the West. Year 1, 62 scholarship players. You know the story. Mason Taylor. Catch from Jane Daniels, pylon, 2-point conversion, good. LSU wins the West. Do you remember it? I remember it. Pooh says, fool me 3 times. I'm dumb as hell. It's true. What's Saban doing getting Tommy Rees and former Notre Dame quarterback, potentially Notre Dame starting quarterback Tyler Buckner? Why do you bring in Tommy Rees? Guy learned everything under Brian Kelly. Tyler Buckner was also taught under Brian Kelly. I'm not saying that Saban's being petty. I'm not saying that Saban, who I don't think he worries about anybody, is necessarily worried about Brian Kelly. But at that same time and same token, what in the Rudy Poo are you doing? Just some food for thought. I'm not as look. This is the thing for me. I've come out and said that I think Alabama's got question marks before live on this show, and I've gotten burned. I thought they had questions in 2020. I didn't have a lot of faith in Mac Jones. I thought he could be really good. I had more confidence in Mac Jones than I have in these two quarterbacks now. And I just don't know if I'm going to question Nick Saban. I don't know if I mentally can go there yet. But what I do know is, man, he's making some moves that are really, really head-scratching. Now, for me, I think he's just trying to get back to the simple things. I think he's trying to get back to just running the football, throwing the ball 25, maybe 30 times a game if they need to. Run the ball, play solid defense, and get back to what Alabama used to be before they had the Tuas, they had the Jalens, they had the wide open Mac Jones in that offense. I think that they just want to go back to running the football. And why I've told you on this show religiously, you can say whatever you want about LSU's running game. Oh, Blake, Jane Daniels accounted for a third of their rushing yards. Well, what if the smartest coach in college football is doing the same damn thing? If the best college football coach of all time is doing the same exact thing, who am I to say maybe we're on to something? But to go and get Tommy Rees, a former OC from and quarterback who learned everything from Brian Kelly, and a quarterback that Brian Kelly recruited. And by the way, Tyler Buckner is not going to go to Alabama to ride the pine. Alabama does not reach out to Tyler Buckner to ride the pine. He just doesn't. And if he comes in and he commits to Alabama, I would expect either Milroe or Simpson to leave. This isn't like, I mean, think about this. And before you say, like, I don't know if they will, this time last year, everybody in this chat, listen to us on the podcast, everybody thought that the quarterback that would leave, if Jane Daniels ultimately came back and played 2 years at LSU, would be Garrett Nussmeier. How did that turn out? Walker Howard left and is now at Ole Miss. You just don't know how it all is going to turn out. But I do believe one of those dudes will leave. And I think it's a sign sent to Jalen Milroe. I think it's a sign sent to Ty Simpson. I don't think it's a sign sent to Eli Holstein or the Lonergan kid. I mean, how could it be? Those kids are freshmen. There's no way that they keep, if Buckner comes in, Buckner, Ty Simpson, Milroe, Holstein, and Lonergan. 5 scholarship quarterbacks, it ain't going to happen. It ain't going to happen. And for all of you that do not and have not watched Notre Dame football before or the last couple of seasons, especially last year, Tyler Buckner is Rudy Poo at throwing the ball. You think to every LSU fan in here that might not like Jane Daniels, I double dog dare you to go watch Tyler Buckner film. It's worse than watching paint dry. It's worse. The dude would have to take massive, and I'm talking about massive leaps and bounds for him to come in the SEC and do anything remotely good. But you cannot convince me that it's not a show that Saban's a little worried. I don't remember a time that Nick Saban has gone into a season where he's done this many questionable things. Kevin Steele's not a bad DC. He's not a bad DC, guys. I mean, what he showed and what the defense that he ran, against LSU in 2019 at Auburn shows he's not a bad DC at all. Questionable. Maybe he wanted Jeremy Pruitt. Maybe he'll ultimately get him. But are you going to sit here right now and tell me that you are going to have faith in Tyler Buckner, Ty Simpson, Jalen Milroe, and Tommy Rees? Now, Alabama's got weapons, but they're going to have to get back to their bread and butter. They're going to have to get back to big physical O-line play, running the football, play action, getting your H back, your tight ends, maybe putting a slot receiver in motion, doing a little play action, get him out in the flat. They're going to have to do that. Now, yeah, they'll take deep shots. They'll throw the ball down the field. They'll get some quick slants here and there. You know that. But their base defense, or base offense, rather, might be a little digressed from what we saw from Bill O'Brien. And I'm all right with that. My feeling coming into this, especially on April the 25th, when we got so much to go, so much time to go, so many things can happen. I just feel better about LSU today. I feel better about LSU today. And if you don't feel the same way that I do, I don't know what to tell you. All right. Get to a couple comments. Doug Nose says he's doing it with 10 years of top 3 recruiting classes, though. It's true. Talking about Nick. I mean, Nick has done fantastic things, man. And they got athletes. They have dudes. Cortland Jacobs says Buckner is already going to ride the pine, or was already going to ride the pine at Notre Dame. Yeah, he was going to ride the pine at Notre Dame because Sam Hartman came in. Guys, Tyler Buckner went 8 of 18 for 88 yards and a pick in their spring game. Okay? 8 of 18, 88 yards. They're not – why else would they bring in Tyler Buckner? Tyler Buckner does not commit to Alabama in the next 48 to 72 hours if he's being told that either he has a really good shot or the job's going to be his. It's not going to happen. This is a good take. Pooh says that Buckner improves Alabama's QB room, and I like that. He's not wrong because they are not that good there. But Pooh, I'm going to push back on one thing. He ain't better than Milroe, but that's, I think that's saying a lot. Look, like it, love it, or hate it, if Jalen Milroe gets on the outside, you're in trouble. But you're right, because they don't have a number 2. If they're going into August in a battle and Tyler Buckner's in it and a real consideration, come on, man. Elwin says everything I read about us is a lack of depth. Your thoughts, Blake? Lack of depth where? Lack of depth where? And who said it? You know what the funniest thing to me is? Every single year, the media corps, fans, everybody always has the same takes. It's always the same thing, right? This was the takes coming out. Tell me if I'm wrong, because I know that you guys listen to other shows, and I think that there's obviously some really good dudes that break down LSU, no doubt. Here's what they said. Wide receiver room's good, really talented. They got playmakers all around. Well, you got transfer portal DBs. You got some young DBs. Let's see how they do, but they're stacked there too. Quincy Wiggins, which Quincy Wiggins looked a lot more impressive as a red-shirted freshman than he had last year at this time as a guy that was literally in high school. And then the biggest one, Is like people questioning about O-line play. What you going to question? The running game? Guys, Clyde Edwards-Helaire in the running game in 2019 had 11 carries for 12 yards. What are you talking about? What you talking about, Willis? I'm fine with the O-line, man. And they got 5 dudes coming in. Two of them, let's call it what it is, that probably going to start at some point for you. I might, and I'm okay with this take being wrong. I'm okay with it. I'm pretty sure that Mason Lunsford and Lance Hurd at some point next season is going to start for you. And you're better for it. But it's the same takes every year. Come up with something new. Lack of depth. Guys, you're going to have close to lack of depth. What's interesting is this will be the most depth that you've ever had since 2019. What are we discussing? Lack of depth where? I did see an article for someone today who covers LSU who said there was a lack of depth, and he not only hasn't been to a spring practice, not only did he not go to the spring game, what is he talking about? Where? Okay, there's a difference. There's a massive difference in having a lack of depth in spring than a lack of ultimate depth. It's a massive difference. Ooh. I'll text this to him, but I'll put it up here. He said, hot take, Josh Pate doesn't know a lot about LSU's team, Pooh Bear. Ooh. I'll text it to him. Said, hey, we'll have the battle of the producers. I'm just going to let you know this right now, Pooh. You know he was like a five-time state champion in 5A wrestling. You can go up against him. My big ass ain't. I would agree. We've had discussions. I don't disagree with his take on DB. I do disagree with his take on everywhere else. I think that I agree with Pooh on this. There needs to be a cognitive understanding that when people say lack of depth, they mean lack of bodies. Do you mean lack of bodies? Because that's what depth means. Are you talking about quality depth? That's something completely different. So, Pooh, I agree with you. I don't know what he's talking about there, but I don't disagree that they struggled. Tasha Thibodeau, our good friend from the Real LSU Nation on Facebook, go to that group. If you want constant LSU content, if you want constant LSU news, go there on Facebook, the Real LSU Nation. And she says, hey, Blake. What's up, Tasha? Brandon Reese says Colorado losing players left and right these last couple of days. It's true. What now? 20? Pooh? 20? I think. Somebody said that covers them today. I saw this. He was a beat writer for The Athletic. Somebody said that they had 87 scholarship players and we're going to have to cut guys anyway for incoming freshmen. Is that true? Is that true? Doug knows this. LSU is sitting at 78 scholarship players per my count. BK just doesn't bring in bodies to fill numbers. Guys, you were at 62 when you won the West officially. You were at 62. 78. I mean, come on, man. Come on. And I'm going to tell you. LSU's not done in the portal. Who is that does this, that mean, Pooh? What's his name? Drewski. There's an offensive lineman in the portal right now that would start for all 14 SEC teams. Start. Guard. Start. Start. Pooh Bear says, LOL, Dion, play my theme music. The theme music is these boots are made for walking, and that's just what they'll do. These boots were made for walking. I forgot the last. I have it in my head. They're made for walking. And walking is what they'll do. These boots are made for walking, and they'll walk all over you. There you go. There you go. I had to sing it out. You ever had to sing a song out? You know, you had to sing a song out. It's true. Yeah, I mean, do we want to talk about that for a quick minute? I mean, excuse me. I mean, we want to talk about Colorado. I'm kind of exhausted about them, but here's one thing I'll say about Colorado. Pooh, I don't know the kid's name. I don't actually, you know what? Hold on. I think I do know the kid's name. Y'all stand by. I'm looking this up, so don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere. Hold on. Let me see if I can find. Here it is. Let me share this right quick. This is the things that I worry about. So Zachary Courtney, who used to be on the roster for Colorado, came out today. I'm sorry if you're listening to us on the podcast or wherever you listen to us. He says, this is what Zachary Courtney, former, let me see what he was, tight end, 3-star tight end for the Buffs, says, for the coaches who are trying to recruit me, I'm sorry, but I will not be able to get y'all my film from my practice last season since I was not allowed to have it because the head coach, Dion, at Colorado won't allow it. This is very unlucky, and if you have any questions, just text me. Now, he responded to some of this. He said, again, this is not a shot at Dion. I just wanted coaches to know I have no film. That's a lie. That's 1,000% a lie. He's 1,000%. He just got backlash and didn't want Dion to get any of it, and I'm sure Dion said something to him. Oh, look at this. Somebody calling Dion a snake. I don't know, man. I mean, there are a lot of coaches. Let me just say this: in the portal era, I will back Dion on this. If you notice this on Twitter, like Kobe Fields as an example, who went from LSU, went to the portal. LSU didn't give him no film. That was on his own. So I know what it sounds like I'm trying to defend Dion, and I get that part, but why would you give coaches other film? Like other coaches your film? Like, let's say for a hypothetical sake that the kid goes to TCU. Okay. Yeah, because they're in the Pac-12, so he can do that. What if the kid winds up going to TCU? What if TCU recruits the kid and gets all the film and sees all their practice stuff? I'm not saying that's going to happen, but I get that part. I do think this is the part where I think it's a little shisty on Dion's part. He told the kid to walk, right? Like he told the kid to walk. So if you're going to tell a kid to walk, and then Dion was out there bragging about how Travis and Carmani McLean's going to play both sides. Good luck with that, Dion. Good luck. I don't want to see the dude fail. I personally just don't want to see the dude fail. I think it'd be great for college football if he did well. But at the same time, when you do stuff like that to people going to turn on your ass quick. He says, I hate to say it, but Boulder ain't Jackson. It's true. It's true. I mean, guys, it was snowing, right? Like it was snowing. And I get what Pooh's saying. He means a little more in depth from that. I mean, but what you can get away with at Jackson State or Southeastern or Nicholls or wherever you want to talk about, Dion could get away with so much more at Jackson State than he could get away with at Colorado because he's more in the spotlight. And I hate to say it like this, nobody cared about an FCS kid that Dion cut. And I don't know if Dion cut kids when he got there. He probably needed the bodies. Pause. Anyway. All right, a couple more, then we'll get out of here. It's getting kind of late. Cortland Jacobs said he basically said my FCS players are better than the D1 players. Is he wrong, though? Some of them, he's not wrong. They're small. I said this yesterday. They are a small team. They look like an FCS team. Dion's going to have to get some mammoths in there. The biggest question that I've had with Dion, it's not the circus. You know, and like I mentioned, and I know that Joe, our other co-host on the other show, laughed at this. I said, when the circus comes, clowns come with it. Okay? So let me repeat that. If you want to steal it, steal it. When the circus comes to town, so do the clowns. Can Dion recruit the way that he needs to recruit up front? That's the biggest question that I have on Dion. Name a dude that he's gotten up front. It's cool you got the receivers. It's cool you got the DBs. It's cool you got your son as a quarterback. What you gonna do when your son leaves? What you gonna do? You know, 3rd and 1. You had a block extra point that should have been for 2, but they went for 6. We'll see. Doug says that Colorado is one of the only Power Fives begging to get into the Big 12. It's true. I mean, the Pac-12 is that bad. Guys, it's that bad. American Patriot, what's up, bud? He says, I don't agree with him allowing his son to live stream in the locker room, cutting down players. It's true, man. I'm with you. And what's crazy about Shador, right, Pooh? Shador. What's crazy about Shador saying, yeah, this dude left us. This dude just up and left us. Dog, you up and left Jackson State. Did y'all talk about that tonight, Pooh? Did y'all talk about? I saw your tweet, though. And we're just going to stay to HBCU news, you petty ass. You think people don't see? People got eyes. All right, a couple more. We'll get out of here. DK says, I know they haven't signed that many kids. Shit. They had 40-some dudes out the portal. Brandon with an interesting question. Is he better wide receiver or DB? I don't know that. I don't know. Some say receiver. Pooh says we have decided not to talk Colorado coach anymore. I'm with you. I get it. American Patriot said, true, Blake. I didn't think of that. Anthony says, I was thinking the same thing. Shador, you hypocrite, you. Yeah, you can't be. I mean, look, like I just said, and I'm not calling his son a clown nor Dion a clown. I really want Dion to succeed. I think it's going to really help college football if and when he succeeds. But you can't have your son in the middle of the locker room talking all this garbage about a dude going into the portal after having a good spring game when, dog, you just left Jackson State. I don't care that your daddy left too. You literally had, 8 players, if not more, leave Jackson State to go to Colorado? I mean, what are you talking about? What about your teammates at Jackson State? Like, just because your daddy left don't mean nothing. Just because it's Dion don't mean nothing. And I'm going to tell you, you have a rude awakening coming for you when you play. Dog, wait till you got to play Bear Alexander at USC. It ain't, with all due respect to every HBCU on planet Earth, it ain't the HBCUs. It's not the FCS. Bear Alexander is going to be probably one day a top 15 pick. You're going to have to go up against that mammoth because that dude can ball. Good luck. Good luck. Gulf South says, how does Dion succeeding help college football? To me, it helps college football because, number one, it's going to get eyeballs. Here's the thing. What helped LSU women's basketball? The ring. If they go out there and win 6 games next year, it's going to be a spectacle. Just telling you. I don't think that they do. I mean, I've kind of come off of that. Maybe they go 4-8. Maybe. I don't like when I'm. Dion's going to have to reel some stuff in. They need to get quiet for a minute. They need be quiet for just a minute. All right, we're out of here. We'll see you guys tomorrow. We're going to be guessing it up. I don't know who we're going to have. Everybody keeps saying bring back Matt Trent, but what I will tell you is if you're still going to stay up, y'all need to go on our AYS page, our YouTube page. Go watch that interview with Eric Weinberger. We're going to post something tomorrow. We talked to Scheffner, hand to God. He said he'll retweet it. I don't know if he's going to retweet it. Roger Goodell coming down and saying what he said to Adam Schefter when telling him to stop tweeting the pics out. Classic. You'll see that tomorrow, but go over there and watch that. Until tomorrow, we'll see y'all soon. Y'all have a good night. Peace out, Girl Scouts.